Whenever you're all ready, we go.
Ready, sir.
All right, we'll do the countdown.
We're not ready yet.
Oh, we're not ready. Oh, gotcha. Just waiting on Clerk. Are we ready? All right, folks, we're going to be going live in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening and welcome to the special presentations of the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley, September 6, 2022. Special presentations will be read tonight. The first one will be read by Council Member Ulysses Cabrera. And this is for the Proclamation for Volunteer of the Year 2021 for Miss Linda Davis.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's special presentations here in the Council Chamber in the City of Moreno Valley. Tonight, we recognize the 2021 Volunteer of the Year, Miss Linda Davis. Unfortunately, Miss Davis is not able to join us tonight, but accepting this proclamation on her behalf is Diana Rocket, the Emergency Operations Volunteer Service Division Manager. Diana, do you mind joining me up here at the mic? There we go. How you doing? Likewise. And it's with great joy tonight that we recognize the leadership, dedication, and skills of Linda Davis. Linda has volunteered in our community over 8 years, far exceeding 1,000 hours of volunteering threshold. Linda has voluntarily chosen to undertake a service of duty, and for that, she has made a major difference here in the City of Moreno Valley. On behalf of the Mayor, City Council, and residents of Moreno Valley, the city presents Ms. Davis with this 2021 Volunteer of the Year proclamation. And I will read it briefly. The proclamation reads, whereas the Moreno Valley Community Enhancement and Neighborhood Services Division offers a wide range of services, parking enforcement, code enforcement, and beautifying the city, which benefits the entire community. Whereas Linda Davis has been an integral part of the community enhancement team, volunteering over 1,000 hours over the course of several years with the city. Whereas Linda Davis is a dynamic component to our parking enforcement team with her extensive, valuable knowledge of clerical work. Linda is generous with her time and always willing to take the lead on parking citations that are processed and filed. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley, on behalf of its residents and staff, does hereby recognize Linda Davis for her dedication to the Community Enhancement and Neighborhood Services Division and congratulates her as a 2021 Volunteer of the Year. And recognizing or accepting this award on her behalf again, we have Miss Diana Rocket here. Would you care to share a few words maybe about Miss Davis and what she's done here with the city?
Thank you, Councilmember. Ms. Davis sends her apologies that she couldn't be with us this evening, but she does thank the city for their recognition, and she sends her appreciation of the award. So thank you.
Thank you.
We can see Don, get you on each side. Yeah, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, and 1 through 50. Awesome. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Cabrera. Our next proclamation recognizing National Preparedness Month. And that will be by Elena Baca Santa Cruz.
Hello. Tonight, we would like to recognize September 2022 as National Preparedness Month. The City of Myrna Valley prioritizes the safety of our citizens, and to that end, the City Council stands with the Office of Emergency Management to encourage our residents to be proactive and prepare for emergencies before they occur. Accepting this proclamation is our Emergency Operations and Volunteer Services Division Manager, Diana Rocket. Would you please join me? Again. Thank you so much. Sit on this. Residents may find numerous helpful resources through the Office of Emergency Management and at ready.gov to identify local partners, build neighborhood teams, and set goals to increase the likeliness that our neighbors, friends, and family will have the necessary tools and plans to minimize the impact of disasters or emergencies in our communities. In the spirit of this year's theme for National Preparedness Month, which is a lasting legacy, with solidarity to raise awareness, the City Council hereby proclaims September as National Preparedness Month. Here's your proclamation. Notice I don't pull it off, but let me hand it to you while I read it. Whereas the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, created the National Preparedness Month to encourage Americans to take steps to prepare for emergencies in our homes, businesses, schools, and communities. And whereas the City of Myrna Valley is proud to participate in National Preparedness Month to further highlight the need for personal and workplace preparedness. And whereas the City of Myrna Valley has the potential to be affected by natural and man-made hazards such as wildfires, floods, disastrous winds, transportation emergencies, hazardous materials, and prolonged power outages. And whereas the Myrna Valley Fire Department Office of Emergency Management works year-round to provide free education and training to residents and businesses on ways to prepare for, respond to, and recover from disasters. And whereas residents must take a proactive approach to build a family disaster kit, establishing a plan and identifying how they will stay informed during disasters. And now, therefore, let it be proclaimed that on behalf of the mayor and the City Council of the City of Myrna Valley, on behalf of its citizens and staff, does hereby recognize September 2022 as National Preparedness Month. Diana, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you.
Let me hold this for you.
Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of the Emergency Management Program here at the city, we thank the council and all of city leadership for their support in our ongoing endeavors to prepare our employees and our residents. So we thank you for this acknowledgement. Thank you.
There's one more recognition for tonight, and I'm going to read that one. That one's really super heavy. I think it's laced in gold or something. Thank you, sir. All right, good evening. Tonight, I have the privilege of bidding farewell to our Chief of Police, John Salisbury. Chief Salisbury, can you come up, please? Can you hold on to that for me? It gets super heavy.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Chief Salisbury has served the county of Riverside for more than 25 years, serving as Myrna Valley Police Chief since December of 2019. Chief Salisbury has demonstrated his generosity by encouraging the police department to engage in community outreach and giving campaigns. He has established a reputation for being open, candid, humble, and genuinely invested in his community, his staff, and his family. Law enforcement is not an easy field to work in, and for Chief Salisbury to maintain his drive, not only to keep our residents safe, but also to uplift them is a true testament to the deep well of the kindness within him. Chief Salisbury, thank you so much for your service to our community and for your continued generosity. You will be missed, and we wish you the very best in the years to come in your retirement, sir. Chief Salisbury, please accept this mayoral commendation, council commendation, and retirement plaque in honor of your service, and congratulations on your impending retirement, sir. Thank you. Wow. No, standing ovation.
Thank you.
So I'll read the proclamation, and just to let you know, there's two proclamations here, one mayoral and council, and they're the same. So I'm just going to read the mayoral, and just know that you'll have another one that has the same thing. Great. From us. Thank you. Whereas Chief Salisbury began his law enforcement career in 1995 working in corrections at the Robert Presley Detention Center, then transitioned as a patrol deputy within the city of Moreno Valley in 1998. And whereas Chief Salisbury gained a thorough working knowledge of law enforcement through his expansive experience in multiple departments such as the Special Enforcement Team, or SWAT, Gang Task Force, and the Sheriff's Administration and Corrections. Whereas John Salisbury was promoted to captain in 2019 and began serving as chief of police in December of that same year, until his retirement on September 7th, 2022. Whereas during his tenure as chief of police, Chief Salisbury has been diligently at the helm of the police administration in Moreno Valley, cooperating with his deputies, making Moreno Valley a safer place, more connected. And whereas Chief Salisbury throughout his entire career has been recognized for his tenacity, goodwill, and for being an exceedingly great example for the generations to come. And now, therefore, be it resolved on behalf of the city of Moreno Valley, the city council, and the mayor, we do hereby commend Chief John Salisbury for his many years of service to the citizens of Moreno Valley. The citizens and staff of Moreno Valley are grateful for your leadership and genuine interest in the well-being of our community. Congratulations, Chief Salisbury, on your pending retirement.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm going to turn it over to you, the man of few words.
Can I hand this off to you first?
Thank you.
So, as the Mayor Pro Tem just said, I'm a man of few words. I prefer to be the silent servant mostly, but I do think it's appropriate to say a few things here tonight. So thank you very much for the time. Mostly, I want to thank the community for allowing me to serve here. Starting in 1998, it's really a privilege to be able to begin my career here in the city of Moreno Valley and to bring it to a close here as well. That's an honor. I want to say thank you to the entire council, the mayor, even though he's not here this evening. I do want to say thank you for his support publicly. Mayor Pro Tem, yours as well. The council and my city partners. This is the best group of people that I've ever had an opportunity to work with. Just phenomenal group, and the amount of work that they put out is it just can't be comparatively weighed to what I've seen in the past. And sorry, that's probably an evacuation alert going out for one of our fires in the area, or it's a power thing going on here. But it really has been a privilege to work in this community. Like I said, I started here in 1998. I did get to do a number of things over here at the station. In fact, in 1999, we got to open the new station. So my history here goes back a long way, very robust, and there's a lot of great memories that have been established here. You know, there's just phenomenal people that work in this city, and what I've always said when I talk with our community is that every deputy sheriff, like you see standing over here by the door, volunteers to work in this city. They all volunteer to be here. They love working here, and it's because of the support and that they receive in our community. It's very important to them. This career, as you know, can take its toll on our public safety partners, ourselves, our fire friends as well. And it's hard on the body. It's hard on the mind, and sometimes it's hard on the soul. And really, it's that extra mile that people go once in a while to come up and shake your hand when you're out in public at a restaurant or you're eating lunch or even buy your lunch. You know, I got to tell you, during COVID, we felt guilty because here we were out there in the community, and we knew that there were a number of households that were suffering. And we almost could never buy our own lunch during the COVID period. It got to the point where we felt bad going out into the community in uniform because there was so much public outcry and support for what we were doing. And that just goes to show the phenomenal group of this, how phenomenal this community really is, and the amount of support. You know, I appreciate the support that we get even here in the council meetings. I know sitting way in the back is Bob Palomares, but I'll tell you what, when you've had a bad day and Bob gets up there and says thanks to you, you know what, it really does make a difference. So I thank him for that. Like I said, I'm normally short on words, but this evening apparently I'm long-winded. But I really just want to say thank you. I really just want to say thank you to the community, to the council for their support. My city partners, Brian, Mike, Aldo's been added new, and then we have a number of others, Shanna and Felicia, I couldn't have done it without their support. They're our partners here in the city side on the public service side, and just been absolutely great. So it's been a pleasure. I'm looking forward to moving on to it and starting a new chapter in my life. So I will just say thank you. Thank you very much. Been an honor to serve.
I also have a plaque that I'm going to present, but I'm not going to read it. You can read it later, but this is a true diamond.
Thank you.
Yeah. We spare no expense. Right, Brian?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
How am I going to do this?
You're going to hold it just like that.
Okay.
That's good. There we go. All right. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Well, that concludes our special presentations, and we will adjourn special presentations and return at 6 o'clock. Thank you. Well, good evening and welcome to the joint meeting of the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley Community Services District, City as successor agency for the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Moreno Valley Housing Authority, Moreno Valley Public Finance Authority, and the Board of Library Trustees. The City Council receives a separate stipend for CSD meetings. I now call this meeting to order on September 6th, 2022 at 6:05 p.m. Tonight, Councilmember Elena Baca Santa Cruz will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Will you please stand?
Please place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
Thank you, Councilmember Santa Cruz. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Barkus is absent. Councilmember Cabrera,
Here.
Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz,
Here.
and Mayor Pro Tem Delgado.
Here.
And let the record reflect that Mayor Gutierrez is also absent.
Can we have staff introductions, please?
Jane Halstead, City Clerk.
Paul Bradvica, Deputy City Clerk.
Steve Quintanilla, Interim City Attorney.
Mike Lee, City Manager.
Brian Mohan, Assistant City Manager, Chief Financial Officer, City Treasurer.
Aldo Schindler, Assistant City Manager over Development.
Manuel Manja, Community Development Director.
Michael Lloyd, Public Works Director, City Engineer.
Jeremy Bubnick, Parks and Community Services Director.
Captain Ken Reichel, acting as the Chief of Police.
Diana Rocket, Division Manager, Emergency Management.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Nice to see everyone here tonight, and I hope everyone had a nice recess. I know it was hot, but at least we have air conditioning in here. So, and as a reminder, the city is currently offering Spanish translation services if anyone is interested in that feature. Before we hear public comments this evening, I ask and encourage everyone participating to keep their comments respectful towards each other, especially towards the individuals speaking. I embrace and support the First Amendment right to free speech, including everyone's right to speak at this meeting and share his or her views about issues concerning our city, but we can accomplish more as a city and as private citizens by being civil and respectful towards one another in this meeting. Finally, I ask that the speakers bear in mind that comments will be limited for each speaker, and we're going to go 3 minutes. Paul, how many speakers?
We have 12 speakers.
Okay. Please bear in mind if you can refrain from duplicating comments already made by others, other than to note that you agree with that comment. Public comments on matters on the agenda and non-agenda items will be taken up at this time. Any person wishing to address the city council on any other matter, either under the public comment section of the agenda or scheduled items on public hearings, should submit a speaker's slip to the city clerk and wait to be identified to speak by the Mayor Pro Tem, myself. Members of the public must direct their questions to the Mayor Pro Tem and not to other members of the council, the applicant, the staff, or the audience. In order to preserve the meeting decorum, council and staff will not respond during public comments. Any council comments or questions to staff will be addressed during the council closing comments. City Clerk, are there any, or can you tell me the first 3 speakers, please? And we'll get right to it.
Okay, Chris Baca, followed by James Armour, followed by Emma Botamalaki.
Do I start? Oh, good evening, council and city staff and our great police department. First of all, I want to comment for the candidates that are running for office. I don't see any of them. Well, of course, you have to be here, but this is a prime, exposure for you to put your platform out for people to know and where are they. So that kind of tells you something. But anyhow, the reason I'm here tonight is to talk about the political signs and what's going on in our city regarding the the destruction, the theft, and the vandalism on the signs. And I'm really bothered by this because, you know, a lot of us volunteers put so much effort into this. And we got clowns going around. For instance, when I put up a sign, they're behind me and they deface the ones beside me in order to make it seem like I did it or something. Some, you know, just childish nonsense, which has to stop. I kind of know who this is, and I'm just calling out for each candidate to address this issue. Hurtado, Cabrera, Diaz, and so forth, to let your campaign know that, you know, we're not in middle school and this nonsense needs to stop. For instance, last night, they stole about 4 of Cabrera's signs. Here are your polls, sir. And I brought them as a gesture to let you know that we don't play these games. We've been in this game for a very long time, and we don't put up with that, and we don't do that. And I'm letting you know off the hand. And right now, I'm on Exton's campaign, helping this campaign. I'm going to help other campaigns. I don't necessarily support them. For instance, Mrs. Brown, that's running for mayor, you know, the poor old woman's out there putting up signs, and we got some other person cutting down the signs, and then the other person comes and takes them. You know, that's nonsense. This got to stop. And, you know, it's a lot of money. These poles are very expensive. They're hard to find if you could find them. And, you know, people think it's a game. It's not a game. You know, people put their heart and effort into these things in order for us to have a better city and have a better candidate, and let the course run. You know, we don't need these obstacles. We're not in middle school, you know, so please stop with the nonsense. Thank you. Where would you like me to put these? Okay, I'll just leave them in the lobby. Thank you, sir.
James R. Moore.
Okay, please tell me when I can start. Good afternoon, council members. I'm from Moreno Valley, and I'm here representing the Emergency Unhoused Advocate Team and Inland Compassion. I'm here today to share some data with you all. In 2018-2019, people living below the poverty rate in Moreno Valley was at 12%, which is a family of 4 making below $24,465 per year and $17,308 for a single parent of 1 child. Just imagine how hard it is for a single parent with 2 or more kids who live below the poverty rate to make ends meet. Also, in 2020-2021, families and individuals in Moreno Valley living below the poverty rate rose to 14%, which is 29,624 people, and has been stagnant. In addition, in 2019, Moreno Valley unhoused population roughly quadrupled from 38 individuals in 2019 to 165, and since May 24, 2022, it was reported that 87 people were homeless in Moreno Valley, which does not include those who are severely mentally ill, and is not a reliable and valid measurement due to the unhoused fear of authority and county workers and the fact that they can be hard to trace. Furthermore, in Moreno Valley, rent rose by 61% from it being around $1,400 a month to an average of $2,281. Significantly, inflation continues to rise from it being a little below 2% in 2019 and is now 8.52%. Overall, many people in Moreno Valley are one disaster away from possibly becoming homeless, and we need to be prepared because, as we've seen with the apartment fire off of Heacock, we cannot rely on the Red Cross, and we know that from that experience how hard it is to get vouchers and housing for those in need facing a crisis. This issue needs to be resolved, and our team is humbly asking for your assistance with the NV Community Foundation. Thank you for your time, and have a nice day.
Emma Batan-Malauki.
For the next 2 speakers.
Sammy Luna and Rose Bravo.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem and council members. My name is Emma Batong-Malake. I'm a lifelong Moreno Valley resident. I am here representing the Emergency Unhoused Advocate Team as well. I absolutely agree with what Mr. Armour said. Once a disaster strikes for any one of Moreno Valley's nearly 30,000 residents who are living in poverty right now, and they do not have adequate resources to meet these types of emergencies, these residents are put at exponentially greater risk of substance abuse, mental health crises, crime and punishment, physical and sexual abuse, and chronic homelessness, which we already know is a problem we are working to resolve. From the onset of an emergency, the clock starts ticking to meet these catastrophic events with adequate resources to help our residents get out of these situations. So essentially, from the onset, it is a downward spiral for these folks. With adequate resources provided by the city and possibly allocated to nonprofits in Moreno Valley, or even something that is created within the city, some kind of group or a board or commission to control these funds. Funds or resources could come from the Moreno Valley Community Foundation to meet these emergency situations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sammy Luna.
Sammy, you'll see the clock on that screen there.
Thank you. Good evening, council members. My name is Sammy Luna. I am here representing the Emergency Unhoused Advocate Team as well, also a LULAC of Moreno Valley, and I am here to share some data with you. If there was a disaster for people in need after a risk or needs assessment, the ask would be the following. They would need shelter. We estimate that would be $85 a night. For 10 days, possibly, probably more. Say there was 25 families in need. This is just a rough estimate here. We don't know. There could be a huge disaster and could be a lot more need there, but this is the estimate. So at $85 a night for 10 days for 25 families, that would be a cost of $21,250. These people would also need resources for food at $20 per day, which if you ask me, that's not enough, but that's an estimate. For 10 days, for 25 families, that would be $5,000. We are respectfully requesting $26,250 from the Moreno Valley Community Foundation to support this ask. We understand that foundation has a healthy balance that is available to people in need in this community, and we respectfully request that you assess that and get together with your nonprofits in this community who care about the unhoused and people that are needing those resources. Thank you.
The next three speakers are Rosa Bravo, followed by Benjamin Schuler, and then Greg Custer.
Okay. Good afternoon, council members. I am here in representing the Emergency Unhoused Advocate Team and Golden Society. Our proposal is just the beginning of a micro approach of trying to come together with our city council members and propose a plan to use the resources properly and effectively. Overall, we are advocating for a macro solution to be able to address not just the 25 families who lost their homes a few weeks ago, but also to those who are most in need with the emergency shelter for the unhoused individuals or families who face a crisis, especially knowing that economy is going to get worse as poverty continues to rise along with the cost of living. As members and pillars of our community, we are looking for a solution to the issues that are at bay. We need to make our community understand that pushing our unhomed individuals and families from one corner to the next and ignoring the eyesore as they claim is not a solution. We need the support of our members as well. Will you support us individually and also as a team of nonprofits who are here to help you out? It takes a village to raise a baby. In our case, unhomed friends. This is an African proverb that we can all relate to as we are out here trying to provide a safe, healthy environment where we can give the security they need to develop and flourish and to be able to realize their hopes and dreams. This requires an environment where their voices are taken seriously, where multiple people, including the villagers, parents, siblings, extended family members, neighbors, teachers, professionals, community members, policymakers, we can care for our home unhomed together. However, the village of Moreno Valley today is dissipated and fragmented, and individuals are increasingly isolated and are not eager to ask for help or for us to provide it to others. So I do ask you if we can look into the funds of the Moreno Valley Community Foundation in order to come together and better our city as well. Thank you.
Benjamin Schuler.
City Council, Mayor Pro Tem, my name is Benjamin Schuler. I am the founder of the Hole in Wall Incorporated. We are located right here in the great city of Moreno Valley. We are located at 24187 Postal. We are a homeless drop-in center. We've been established there since April the 1st, 2010. I've been a citizen and a member of this city for the past 25 years. I'm a homeowner and a business owner. I'm here to ask the city for some assistance. You guys are doing a fantastic job. We got a homeless problem and somebody has to deal with them. So we've been dealing with them. We are a drop-in facility where they come in, get their mail, get clothing, get food, get referrals and resources that we provide. We are a walk-in version of 211. Everybody heard of 211. And we've been there allowing the homeless to come in without any appointment necessary, and we connect them to the resources. Now, I'm gonna give you some numbers. David, would you come up here, please? David is our operation manager. Give them some numbers, please.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council. My name is David Nielsen. I am the operations manager for the Hole in the Wall. And we've seen a rapid increase in our numbers. What we're dealing with today from 2020 to 2021 to 2022, our intakes have quadrupled. In other words, we had 14 intakes in 2020, we had 58 in 2021, and now we're already at 80 at this point. And so we're seeing a massive influx of the real tragedies. We're seeing senior citizens living in their cars, right? I think James kind of spoke about it, the fallout from waiting for vouchers, right? And getting on lists for senior housing, right? We're seeing a lot of senior citizens disabled in their cars, right? We're also seeing a rapid influx of women with minor children out there, as well as youth from 21 to 24 who missed the 21 and below mark for help. And so we deal with the drug addicts, the alcoholics, the mentally ill, and the disenfranchised, and the plain just circumstances, right? And so, we try to network with Salvation Army, all the local resources, County Riverside Mental Health, and also other agencies, but we do need some assistance. It's, I was looking at the PIT count, it said 3,316, right? Reduced by 8%. We're increasing, it may sound like it's decreasing, but we're increasing. Our numbers are getting larger, and we're seeing a lot more tragedies and a lot more fallout, especially thank God for rapid rehousing and some programs that are getting people shared living situations, right? So at least we can get them off the street and then plan for a more stable housing plan after that. Some things are coming in that we're very pleased to see, right? We just like to see more of that to get them to a place where their life can be rebuilt, right? And that may be shared housing or things like that. And so we're just advocating for those who may not have a voice or those who may have a voice, letting you know that there are some solutions that are working. We'd like to see more.
Appreciate you, sir.
Greg Custer.
Okay. Good evening, City Council, Mayor Pro Tem, staff. My name is Greg Custer, and as a candidate for City Council for District 4, I'm here tonight regarding the conditional use permit for a planned cannabis dispensary located at Lakeshore Plaza at 25900 Iris Avenue in Council District Number 4. A resident in the district, Mr. Benedos, brought this to my attention and provided a letter from the city dated July 26th of this year that indicated that Councilmember Cabrera has filed an appeal for the conditional use permit and requests an appeals hearing. I'm here to request that this appeals hearing be added to the next council agenda. The proposed location is at the corner of the LaSalle and Iris within a 1 mile distance between two elementary schools and a high school. And on a personal note, this location is right across the street from where my son, daughter-in-law, and 2 grandkids live. And I'm sure that many other residents in District 4 feel the same way that I do, that such a store like this should not be in a residential area and is a terrible idea. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Greg.
The next 3 speakers are Officer Frank Navarro, Elmer Thomas, and Seth Cox.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, and community. My name is Frank Navarro, police officer with the Val Verde Unified School District Police Department and vice president of the Val Verde Police Officers Association. I am here tonight to let Moreno Valley community know what is currently at stake for the safety of their children within our school district. Our school board president, Mr. Liddell, has shown a pattern of contempt towards our department in the past several years, including support for a defund resolution authored by board member Seraphin. Since being president, he has decided to take it upon himself to circumvent the democratic process for allowing the entire school board to vote on items that would strengthen our public safety department by abusing his power as president. He singularly pulls away anything that comes agenda prep that would help my department keep our children safe. Even as we speak tonight, our school board meeting is in session without a police officer position going to board for a vote that was once again pulled by President Liddell. A growth position in 4 years, leaving our department with his 4 officers to protect 22 schools, 7 of which are in the city of Moreno Valley. He has called us racist, compares our bomb detection K-9 unit and handler to the civil rights area, and believes we are a threat to the African-American students in our district, all of which has been disproven in countless presentations to the board, our hiring practices, and reinforced by our mission, vision, and values. Anyone can look at our website and social media platform to see the kind of community first policing we have created in Val Verde. But all President Liddell continues to prove is that he is bigoted towards law enforcement, refusing to meet our dealership to collaborate after years of invitations. Lastly, I want this community to ask mayoral candidate Cabrera if he knew all of these facts before endorsing Mr. Liddell and agreeing to host his campaign kickoff. Why would you endorse a candidate who opposes this? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Frank.
Elmer Thomas.
Thank you. First of all, I wanted to congratulate Mayor Gutierrez on an amazing state of the city. It was fantastic. It's always impressive to see how much is accomplished. That young man has done a lot for our city, and I salute him and thank him for all of the hard work that has gone into the progress in this great city of Moreno Valley. I also want to thank Chief of Police John Salisbury for his service. I know it must be hard working with some of these people, but you did it with honor and grace, and I thank you. So a couple days ago on the Nextdoor app, which is a place where folks like to go and air grievances, Council Member David Marquez, I'm going to quote here because I don't want to mess it up. He says, "These flyers are all untrue. Know the facts before spreading the rumors." All right, well, I've got the flyer here, and some people incidentally asked him to clarify. He never responded, of course. So I'm just going to go through 3 of these things here. Conspired with Councilmember Cabrera to illegally appoint LaDonna Jemson. Fact. Put city at risk by ignoring city attorney's legal advice. Fact. Openly proclaimed, "Who cares about the Brown Act?" at a city council meeting. And spoiler alert, the district attorney did. And plus, there's an awesome video you can watch if you don't believe me. But all those things are facts. So I would like that empty chair over there to address us. Let us know what's wrong. Where's the falsities there? And mind you that this is the person Ulysses endorsed for mayor pro tem. So that goes to show you his backstabbing loyalty. I'm going to calm down on that. All right. So LaDonna Jemson, the person that they illegally tried to do the coup, well, we went to the school board, and at the school board, they removed her there too. So she got removed from 2 boards, and that's the person that Ulysses and Marquez helped illegally get that seat. And that's the person you want to lead Moreno Valley? I don't think so. I'm actually disgusted and horrified that he is still sitting up there. The day of Victoria Baca's funeral, he helped LaDonna move into the office. What kind of sick individual does that? And all those nasty people that were saying stuff on social media, you never came to her defense. All right. And regarding your signs, you needed to cheat. Yeah. You tried to find a loophole and put your signs all over our beautiful town before everyone else. Get your school loan back, because since you didn't learn anything at UC Riverside's political science department, they certainly should revoke whatever degree they gave you. And apparently Marquez and Cabrera, they have more rights than a Moreno Valley donkey, except the donkeys have more honor than you. So those of you hobnobbing with him, take yourself a long sanitizer shower, because that person is evil.
Seth Cox.
Evening, I'm Seth Cox, just a resident of Moreno Valley. Hello, councilmen, department managers, Manny, thank you. My topic tonight are trucks, trash, and signs, okay? Been complaining about the trucks since March. I think we've made some progress on the corner down there. All the trucks disappeared over the weekend after one of them sat down there for 4 days running. But hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers that that one's shut down. But I would suggest if it takes 6 months to shut down an illegal business, and what if it takes 6 months, you need to look at your remediation actions. That needs to be shortened. If someone can run an illegal business for 6 months, make probably tens of thousands of dollars, and I don't know what the fines totally were after all the citations were issued, but maybe they finally exceeded his revenue. But that would shut down. But it's still happening on the east end. Drove by Skechers at 5 o'clock this afternoon, over 50 cars parked across the street on the dirt, trucks still parked there, and people living in campers across from Skechers. It needs to be addressed. Okay, that's my enough on trucks. We all know we have a truck problem in Moreno Valley. Next one is, what did I say? Trash. Reported trash being dumped on the corner of Alessandro Boulevard and Oliver South on 8th of July. It's still there, okay? I reported it again on 8/23. They got back with me and clarified where it was reporting. It's now 9/6. It's still there. What's left after the winds over the last few days. So Mother Nature helped you out. It spread it all over the fields, okay? So trash on the east end is still a problem all over, just not across a street from my house, okay? Signs. I don't like them anybody more than anybody else, okay? Only thing I'm gonna say, some of them out on the east end are larger than they need to be. Actually, I think they violate the signage code, okay? The other one is we have some organizations in town that are using, well, they're hijacking the voting sign privilege and putting up signs advertising register for private schools. Okay. If you look at the sign immediately, it says vote yes at the top. That gets your attention. Ah, it must be something for voting. But if you read the details, it's asking people to sign their kids up for private school. Somebody needs to go out and look at the signs out on the east end. I'll tell you where the majority are near the corner of Alessandro and Nason. Okay. That's probably my three. Is that my three topics? I'm going to say a fourth one because it concerns me. 5 seconds. When did we get rid of Moreno Valley Police Department and it becomes just the Sheriff's Department? Just a question. Thank you.
The next three speakers are Martin Cabrera Sr., Bob Palomares, and Russell Schaefer.
It's good to be home back again here. So thank you so much for the opportunity. And thank you, staff. Thank you. I'm sorry, staff, and thank you, council members. It's been a tough times, heat, lack of security and stuff like that. So anyways, thank you. Thank you for all you guys have done. Thank you for all you have not done. So I know there's work to do. Thank you, Council Cabrera, for your hard work. I know you've been out there sweating your t-shirt, doing the right thing for the people and for your community. You are the only one council member here working toward the people, showing up at meetings, talking to them, asking what their needs, and moving forward to get things solved. I'm glad that you're doing it. That's your true facts, and that's your true roots that makes you a real man. And that's a qualification many or no others might achieve in life. At your short time, you're doing awesome. Keep it up. No matter what the opposition does, you stick to your goals and move forward. You know, you have put libraries for kids to get smarter and make their lives better. You've been working toward cleaning the city, which nobody else I have seen doing it. Encouraging people to get educated, that's a number one plus. Every city in the world, here, anywhere else, needs good education. That means better quality jobs they're gonna get in life and better families raised. So that means they're gonna cut the addictions. That means they're gonna cut felonies, and they're gonna be a better citizens. At the end, I've been hearing a lot about homelessness. Educated people have less chances to become homeless because they get ready to fight in life. So that's what we need to do. Put the money correctly instead of just, all of that. No, do it for fact. That's why the people selected you in there, to work for the people, not for the wealthy guys, neither, how you say that? I say that before. Whoever sell themselves to the wealthy guys or a special interest, that means prostitution of the law. Please do not let this happen in Moreno Valley, neither nationwide. Thank you so much.
The next speaker is Bob Palomares.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members and staff. John Salisbury was a great guy. I wish him the best. And I wish the best for our new chief. And fire, we can't say enough about what they do. You know, we could be here forever. But I thank you. Anyway, these people from the emergency and hole in the wall, those are things that when we come up here, we should always be talking about how we can do better for this community. The sad part is when we have to come up here and talk about elected officials that run amok. You know, David Marcus, I'm wondering why he's not here, but falsely accused Luis of assaulting him. And I've got the police report and it was unfounded. And I looked up the definition, meaning no foundation or basis in fact. So when that happened, he reported it to the gentleman that's head of the school district security, and the gentleman tells him, call the police, report it right now. What does he do? He goes and sits back down, waits till he gets home. He calls up two people that were there with him, and they made the statement. And if you read the police report, the statement, they're the only two people that know what happened in a room of 40 people. So got me there. But I've been coming here and warning this city about Marcus, that he's a definite liability. You know, he drives around with signs with the city stating he's a city employee, which he's not. He victimizes the Thomases. They've got proof. I'm not just saying it. And he needs to be censured. You know, this can't keep going on. We need to work on what the big issues are in this city. Not having to come up here and point the finger at what people are doing wrong that are sitting on the council. You know, it just gets worse. We've got enough to do without having to worry about. Marcus is not here. I was talking to an attorney that's out of LA, and I took him some information speaking about Marcus, and he knew David Marcus in a case when he was a police officer with the city of Montebello and a lawsuit that he was handling. He goes, yeah, I know that guy. He's in Moreno Valley now. I said, yes, he's a councilman. He goes, There it is. I hear about Moreno Valley all the time. You know, it goes through the grapevine, just like San Bernardino. You know, their mayor just blew that city away. But and another thing about the signs, if you see somebody destroying signs, report them. Don't just say it.
The next speaker is Russell Schaefer.
I am still in amazement that someone who has violated the Brown Act, illegally appointed someone to seat on the city council, will not take direction from the city attorney, and nearly gets our city into a lawsuit, votes to remove appointments, and then not wanting to do so, ask if he can take his vote back. Is now running for the office of Moreno Valley Mayor. Delusional comes to mind, or arrogant. Who I'm referring to is Ulysses Cabrera, or as people are calling him, Kid Cabrera. For example, again, Ulysses Cabrera, this man is on the city council and he wants to be mayor for Moreno Valley. Ulysses Cabrera has shown time and time again that he has no respect for the laws or rules. He is trying to use the school district to portray himself as an all-around great guy. If the public only knew his disregard for the rules, he himself broke, but of course, he will never own up to the past violations. Cabrera has never held a job working with regular people other than his family. Now he puts on a suit and knocks on doors, portraying himself as the best candidate for Moreno Valley. Cabrera will be a disaster if he becomes mayor. Just this past month, he put up campaign signs in early July, about a month earlier than our own city ordinance rules allow. Why? Because he cheats any way he can and assumes with the position of councilman, no one will question him. As we all know, last October, he, along with Councilman David Marquez and LaDonna Jemison, together attempted a coup to take over the city council. About a few weeks ago, his campaign event announcement even stated, "Come meet the mayor." He is an imposter. He takes residents as fools, hoping the truth does not come out. These are just a few examples. Of what makes him a terrible model of our city. In conclusion, Jaime Tardo is the leadership we need, with over 30 years of life serving the needs of the community. Vote experience, vote Jaime Hurtado. Here it is, right here. Next mayor.
The next three speakers are Reverend Juan Sandoval, followed by Jason Armand, and followed by Martin Escobar.
Good evening, City Council members and people of Moreno Valley. My name is Father Juan Sandoval. I am a priest, Roman Catholic priest at St. Christopher Catholic Church. And according with the Christian values of our faith, I'm here to ask for justice in our community. Micah 6:8 says, "And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God." Therefore, our petition is that you can help us to worship in a safe environment. As you know, we are located in Paris and Cottonwood, and a gas station is being built there. So we are very concerned about the fumes of the gas station when this gas station is in operation, and also the liquor that is going to be there. So we have a preschool. We don't want alcohol to be sold near our property. On top of that, there is also a gas station that fills the city vehicles tanks besides next to the church's property. So we don't want that. So we want our children to have a safe environment. We already have a homeless problem. In the last 2 months, we have had vandalism and trespassing issues. One homeless broke and smashed the windows of the bathroom. And also, we have vandalism all around the parish with some graffiti, so desecration of images, and even homeless washing their clothes in the fountain of the sanctuary. So we have dozens of ministries meeting every single week. We also have 8 masses during weekends. We are composed of 6,000 families registered at our parish. It's a busy parish, as you know. So we don't want that right across the street of our parish. So according with the values of our church and our faith, we want to work together with you to have a solution for this. And actually, I brought several parishioners from my parish today. Can you stand, please? So they are just part of the people who are against this gas station and liquor in front of our church. So thank you so much for your attention and your consideration. Thank you.
The next speaker is Jason Armand.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jason Armand. I work for the Riverside County DA's office. I'm here to just introduce myself. I sent out some emails just letting you guys know about the Riverside DA's Community Action Team. I am the representative for Moreno Valley. I have business cards. I'd like to hand them out if anyone's interested. If you have a question about the Riverside DA's office or you want something done that the DA's office can facilitate, I am your guy. I am your quote unquote, I guess, man, your contact person. You know, you call the main line, you're going to get 100 different phone references, but you can just call me directly or email me directly because I'm rarely in the office. And I can try to get the answer to you, or I can connect you with the person that has the answer to your query. So good evening. Thank you for letting me talk. And if anyone is interested in a business card, I can hand them out right now. Thank you.
The next speaker is Martin Escobar, followed by the final speaker of Luis Palomares.
Good evening, everybody. This is my first time in 23 years, 24. I mean, it's a tough job what you have, everybody, on these meetings. Everybody who has on a seat, they know what they're doing, you know, one way or another. So thank you so much for the hard job that you've been doing it. I'll second that motion with Father Juan Sandoval was saying, you know, about that, about the San Christopher Church. You know, we had a preschool there, and it really bothers us that they're going to be the, you know, gas station right there. So if you can really look into it, because right now, if you can see, no problem. But the future, that's where the problem is going to come. So really look into it if you really can, please. I really appreciate it about that, okay? Second, if it is possible to put some, we'll say some posts or poles like on the street, on the Cottonwood, you know, across the gas station, the same way that they have it on the college, in Moreno Valley College, that they have like a divider. So everybody who goes out from the church, they make a right turn instead of to make a left turn. That will prevent them for everybody for a jaywalk also. Once again, in the future, that's how it is. When we have a lot of persons there for parishioners, they cross the street. So that's unsafe. I've seen it with my own eyes. So it's just a matter of time that we want to have a fatality there. And who's going to be there? The kids. Unfortunately, those are the kids. So if you can really look into it, really help us. We've been there for 23 years that I've been here and I haven't seen them. And I know it can be done because that college, Moreno Valley College, has them. So it can be done right there to prevent that. For us, it's going to be a little more time to make a right turn, but we will get used to. Okay. And the third one, the last one, I've been waiting for all these years to mention everybody. Okay. And now the cameras that you seen him, first time in TV. So that really feels good, huh? One time they told me if I want to be running also for the mayors and all this for my own city. I love Moreno Valley. I love and I love and I love. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do about this into terms of politics, everybody has their different opinions. But what I want to talk about right now it is trash. The most that I don't like to see my own city, trash. So I invite you, everybody who's looking at me right now on TV, behind me, everybody sitting right now on the chairs, go and clean up your own street. If you see enough trash, don't wait for the trash man. Pick up your own. Help us with one street only. In all Moreno Valley persons, this city will become the cleanest.
Thank you.
Luis Palomares is the final speaker.
Hello, Luis Palomares, community activist. Wow, it's a lot said today. And as far as Kid Cabrera here, because that's what they're calling him, Kid Cabrera, because he don't know better than not to put his signs up. The city ordinance says on August 10th, but he chooses to put them up 3 weeks before everybody else. No, and one of his signs, a new one, he puts like he's already the mayor. It says integrity, honesty. Integrity and honesty? Are you kidding me? I got it right here. Integrity, honesty. Well, you're far from that. Very far from that. Here we go. Integrity, honesty, and honesty, integrity, and unity. Unity with who? The community? I don't think so. I don't think the community wants to be unity with you with as far as putting up your signs before and then putting the mayor. You're the mayor. Everybody's thinking, is this the guy for the mayor? That's the guy that, he's the mayor. I thought, come on. And then your signs are all the way in Paris too. Are you running against Vargas also? I wonder. Are you running against Vargas also? Let me call him and let him know that. Because they're way in Paris. You got some people putting up your sign. Maybe it's dad. Who knows? Saying all that, not only that, you put on a meet and greet. I went down there to the Rio Rancho. You had a meet and greet there. Nobody went. It was only the people that were passing by and you're flagging them down to give them the lie, your handpiece. And you know what? I went over there and I said, integrity, honesty, my foot. Come on. You put on that meet and greet. Come and meet your mayor. Your mayor. You're not the mayor. I don't understand you. All you do is lie. It's ironic. It's pretty ironic. It's unity, integrity. Your signs tell the lie. You just lie. I wasn't even going to come today. I wasn't feeling my best, but I said, I have to go. I got to be there. And then your pal Marcus, good old Marcus, wow, the violator of the Brown Act, you're all in bed with him together. You're all on the same bandwagon. Come on. Where's the guy today? Wow, we don't need somebody like that. He was the big trash man. Remember when he used to come and lobby here about all the trash before he got the seat? He don't care about trash no more. These people come out and talking about the trash and the trucks and all that. He doesn't care about any of that no more. His agenda is a whole different thing. Just keeping that seat no matter what lie, what cheat, whatever else he has to do. He's going to hold on to it with dear life. Come on. We need somebody with some integrity, honesty. You hitched your wagon to him, Cabrera. Shame on you. Shame on you. You're a humility to the city. People are asking me about you. I go, no. He's a liar, fake, phony, and a fraud. Thank you.
Thank you, Luis.
Mayor Pro Tem, that concludes public comment.
Okay, thank you, you guys. We're going to take a 5-minute human necessities break for 5 minutes, and we'll be back on the record. Thank you, Steve. Let the record reflect that we're back on at 7 o'clock exactly. Before we move into consent, would any council members like to make their reports and comments at this time? Good. We are now going to move to our joint consent calendar, sections A through E on the agenda. All items listed under the consent calendar, sections A, B, C, D, and E, are considered to be routine and non-controversial and may be enacted by one motion unless a member of the City Council, Community Services District, City as successor agency for the Community Redevelopment Agency, Housing Authority, the Board of Library Trustees, or the Public Finance Authority requests that an item be removed for separate action. The motion to adopt the consent calendars are deemed to be a separate motion by each agency and shall be so recorded by the city clerk. Items withdrawn for report or discussion will be heard after public hearing items. Are there council items to be removed for separate action at this time?
None for me.
Okay, thank you. So I entertain a motion by council to approve the consent calendar.
So moved.
Motion by Elena Santa Cruz and second by Councilmember Cabrera. And that passes unanimously. We'll move on to public hearings, and there are none. General business items, there are none. Items removed from the consent calendar, there are none. And this moves on to city reports. And we'll start with me. All right. Tonight, I'm providing updates from the March Joint Powers Commission meetings held on August 10th and 24th. On August 10th, the commission heard a report by Colonel Shaw regarding the 163rd Operations Group, which runs the remotely pilot aircraft mission at the March Air Reserve Base. We also provided direction on the budgets for March Joint Powers Authority, the Airport Authority, and the Utility Authority. And on the 24th, we heard a report about March Inland Port Airport's continuing financial growth, plus approved a 2-year budgets for all 3 joint powers entities. That concludes my report on the last March Joint Powers Commission meetings. Then I will report on the Riverside County Transportation Commission, or Rctc. At the July 13th Riverside County Transportation Commission meeting, the commission conducted a public hearing and approved a resolution certifying the final environmental impact statement, environmental impact report for the Coachella Valley San Gorgonio Pass Rail Corridor. They also approved guidelines for the next round of active transportation program and approved the 2022 State Route 91 implementation plan. The committee awarded an agreement for on-call right-of-way engineering services and on-call environmental site assessment services. Additionally, they approved agreement amendments for the Freeway Service Patrol Tow Operator Program and adopted resolutions declaring certain properties as a surplus. Finally, at this meeting, the committee approved the Interstate 15 Terms of Agreement with the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority to develop and implement express lanes along I-15 across county lines. At the August 22 Rctc Western Riverside County Program and Projects Committee meeting, the committee recommended approval of agreements for Freeway Service Patrol Tow Program along I-215, State Route 91, and the I-15 express lanes. They also recommended to award an agreement for the design work of a Mid-County Parkway Section 3 project. This section is along Ramona Expressway from 1 mile east of Ryder Street to Warren Road. Approvals were also recommended on project funding. These items will go to the commission for final action, and that concludes my report for the Rctc that was held on July 13 and August 22. Employee association reports.
Mayor Pro Tem, I don't see either association in attendance tonight.
Thank you, sir. City manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and members of the City Council. Just 3 items tonight. First, there was a speaker to talk about some of the illegal dumping. So just a reminder to the residents at home is that please help us report the illegal dumping. Utilize the city app. That's a very useful app. It is a GPS based. So when you do find areas of illegal dumping, you could take a picture, report it where the location is at. So don't go home, then report it because then it will be traced back to your home. So utilize the app. It's also, you can report graffiti, code violation, potholes, shopping carts. It's a very useful app. Please do take advantage. Secondly, there was some discussion about some of the allocation for funding. Just to let you know, this council this year approved over $1 million of CDBG ESG funding for the rapid housing and hotel vouchers, and that was allocated to Salvation Army. We still have a lot of vouchers available, so if there's any needs for some of those vouchers, please do contact our office and we can put them in contact with the Salvation Army. And also, every year the city receive a large CDBG allocation from the federal government. And this year, the NOFA is going to come out in December of this year. And typically we get about $1.5 million of CDBG funding, over $700,000 of home funding, and also $300,000 of ESG funding. These are all potentially award based, and there's a ranking system, and these are federal dollars, so we have to be there's a lot of documentation, but those funding are available, and the NOFA is going to come out of December of this year. And finally, we saw the departure of Captain Salisbury. He's gone right now, but I do want to thank him for his service. It was a fantastic working relationship with Captain Salisbury. Talk about service above self. I mean, he really is the epitome of that. And so I wish him the best. I know there's a little going away for him tomorrow, so I wish him the best. But also I want to welcome our new chief, Captain Ken Reichel. He has 23 years of experience working for the Riverside Sheriff's Department. He has a previous stint as the chief of police for the city of San Jacinto. Also, at the last gig, he was the operational bureau chief over at the Ben Clark Training Center, and we're very, very fortunate to have him, to have his experience, and also to serve as our next chief of police in Moreno Valley. So welcome, Captain Ken Reichel, and looking forward to working with you. With that, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. So I think it'd be fitting a good segue into Captain Reichel. If you want to say a couple words introducing yourself, you're more than welcome to, sir.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. I'm very happy to be here as part of the team. I look forward to working with everyone seated here, and then with everyone behind me as part of the community. I look forward to serving with you all, and I am available. I will be here Monday through Friday at the station. If you guys have issues or problems, please come see me. I am available to the community always. So I look forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and welcome. Well, this brings us. Oh, go ahead. Yes, yes. He didn't get a standing ovation like John did, but it's all right. Next time. This brings us to reports and comments from council members who did not speak earlier. You will have 5 minutes for your closing comments, and we'll start off with Council Member Cabrera.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Good evening. Welcome everyone back from the summer. I hope you had a nice summer, and hope you are staying out of the heat as much as possible. A happy belated Labor Day weekend to everyone as well. And over the summer, it was a very busy summer, a hot one. We had various events across the city. One of them was the 4th of July Festival and 4th of July Parade, which is always amazing and excellent turnout here at the amphitheater with the fireworks show at the end. So that was always really nice. Just every year it gets better and better. We also had a community day of service where we went out and painted and planted and cleaned at Bethune Park as well as the Equestrian Center. And so just a lot of things going on. I also had the chance, appreciate the opportunity as always, to go on a ride along with our police department, specifically our commercial enforcement team, which finally, after I think maybe 1.5 years, 2 years of going through the process, we finally have our second commercial enforcement unit online patrolling our streets. And just very quickly on that, what they do is make sure that semi trucks, the big rigs, are driving where they should be and are not driving on roads through neighborhoods where they shouldn't be. So I was able to go with them And it was a really long process, but I appreciate our police department for working on that and for letting me go out there with you guys and seeing you guys in action as well. Thank you for that. And we had some speakers earlier here, actually, still from St. Christopher's, talking about the gas station that was, I believe, approved a couple of years ago. But I definitely hope that we can have more conversations. I actually voted against that gas station when it was here on our agenda. But I think moving forward, as it continues through the construction, hoping that we can address a lot of the concerns that you're bringing up as far as homelessness or the sale of alcohol and things like that. So I definitely want to have those conversations with you so we can figure that out and mitigate those issues moving forward. So thank you for coming out here as well today. With the heat wave, as you know, we're experiencing that right now. It's extremely hot all across the state, and a lot of people are dealing with that. And just to let you know that the city does have cooling centers that can be found if you want to call the city hall, if you want to check out our website or our social media, just in case if you need a place to get out of the sun, especially for our homeless community that's out there without shelter, that need to get out of this heat. We have multiple cooling centers across the city that are available. So if you need that information, we can get that to you. And it's also available on our website and on our social media. Another update from the state. So the California State Legislature recently finished their most recent session, and there's several bills now that are going to the governor's desk for signing. And one of those is Care Court, known as Care Court. And in a nutshell, what Care Court will do is to help our local municipalities, police departments, sheriff departments, city governments to get those folks with severe mental illness off of the street and under a roof. It's going to give us more authority, more leeway to do that. And it's going to help us further address the homeless situation that we know is getting, unfortunately, worse and worse. So I'm glad to see that this passed, and hopefully pretty soon we'll be able to capitalize on that on top of housing for the homeless. We had multiple speakers come out here today, and one of the things that I really hope that this council can put our heads together and work on is applying for the state funding. There's significant amount of state funding available. All we have to do is apply. That includes Project Room Key, Project Home Key, and other programs that we're not applying for. I really hope that we can work on something, and when the time comes for submitting applications for that we can, agree on something and pursue those funds, because we have services, we have the Homeless to Work program, but I firmly believe that the last missing piece is a roof over their heads. And right now, Moreno Valley has 0 shelter beds. That has to change if we really want to address the root of the problem. So I just wanted to make sure to mention that as well. The apartment fire that happened, it did unfortunately displace many residents, but our city manager mentioned that we do have many vouchers available. So I'm hoping that we can better coordinate there so that we can get those vouchers to those homeless families as a result of that fire. Also, just want to touch briefly some of the speakers as well, that come out here and, they say a lot of things specifically against me about particular things that unfortunately are just not true. MVUSD had to put them on notice because they were going on school property and putting these flyers in school parking lots. They had to tell them to stop doing that. And I respect everyone's First Amendment right, but there's a fine line when it gets to lying. So I just want to make sure to clarify that for everybody at home. And again, welcome back from the summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Cabrera. Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz.
Good evening. Thank you very much. First of all, I've read those flyers. I didn't find any falsities. So I just want to share that since the summer break, since I last seen you, I took advantage of our time here at City Hall, spent all day Friday here. I did a lot of touring, a lot of learning, a lot of meeting with our department heads. I actually toured the animal shelter, the senior center. I did a ride along with the CBAT team, and that's a police officer with a licensed therapist, full-time, both of them in the car, going around and doing the community behavior assessment. I also took a ride along with our community enhancement team, who are looking at both violations for, where the trucks shouldn't be, as well as the landscaping, as well as illegal pop-ups, such as the vendors that are unlicensed. A lot of the complaints, the graffiti, and those types of issues that we get on the apps. That team is out there addressing those issues, and they actually work later in the evening. So it's not just at 8 to 5. We can access those services later in the day. I also did attend the National Night Out. We met with the community, public safety, spent a lot of time giving some items out to the community, sharing our resources. I attended the Riverside Sheriff's Department annual award ceremony, and I know one of the speakers spoke and asked when we lost our police force. We have never had our own police force. We actually are a contract city and contract with the Riverside Sheriff's Department. What has changed has been the marking on our vehicles. So that has changed under the sheriff, but we continue to have the same quality of officers that we've always had. They're just wearing a different patch now. I did also participate in the day of service. I spent the day cleaning up the equestrian park, as others went and cleaned up another park in the city. So that was a big turnout. Lots of people with their families coming out to put their part in to keep their community looking beautiful. We opened up several stores and businesses over the summer. The largest, of course, was the Sprouts on Hemlock. We also did open up the shoe store and the Starbucks in that same center. But we have a lot of businesses coming to Moreno Valley, so we're really proud of all of those. And thank you all for who attended the State of the City. As usual, a marvelous event where our mayor got to showcase the wonderful projects and programs we have throughout the city for our residents. And I want to welcome new captain Ken Reichel to our team. It's a great team. I'm sure you're going to love it here. And also invite our residents to our next big event, that is El Grito, that will take place on September 15th at the amphitheater. So that is the celebration of Mexican Independence Day. It's celebrated a lot like our New Year's, where it starts the evening before, and at midnight you light the fireworks or you bang the pans, whatever it is that you're going to do to celebrate the day that as it enters. So I welcome you. I invite you all to join us next week for El Grito at the amphitheater. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz. And I'll close it up. I too went to, before we went to recess, which I told you guys I had no idea we even had a recess, but I was going to take advantage of that and take advantage of the time that I didn't have here to tour the city's folks that are doing great works for us. I too toured the animal shelter. I almost adopted him. I almost had him, but I went home with that idea and I got shot down. So it didn't happen. I went to the senior center. I found out that we were doing some really good stuff for our seniors. I got there early before they opened, and there was 3 gentlemen outside waiting for a cool place to hang out. And then they went in and started playing music and pool. So I spent a little bit of time with Jeremy up there, and it was super cool. So not only cool temperature wise, but what we're doing for them. Rudy gave us a great tour. It's not huge in geographically, it's just huge in what they're doing. So it's really servicing our seniors up there. So National Night Out, it was awesome to see the community come together and kind of understand or respect what the law enforcement and fire are doing in our community. So it was really good to see as many people that come out. So trash is one of my pet peeves. When I first got on here, I said I was going to address the trash issue. I know you have some issues. That's one of my pet peeves. So we're working on it in my district, and I know they're working on it. So we are actively going to continue to work on the trash issue in our city, and we don't like it just as much as anybody else. So our streets, if you notice driving around the city of Moreno Valley, your streets are marked up now, and they're marked up in preparation for our $50 million street renovation and that should be kicking off very, very soon. So businesses, we attended a couple business openings, a few actually over the summer. And one of the things that I said was, you know what? Thank you for trusting Moreno Valley. Thank you for trusting and bringing your business to Moreno Valley, because that's how we prosper and that's how we get better and grow as a community, is opening more businesses. So it was a really good summer. I also toured the city yard again, and because there's so many people that work at the city yard and they have different shifts, so you can't hit them all at once. So I did it again, and it was pretty amazing on what those folks do. So, and lastly, I just want to welcome our new city clerk, our city clerk, Ms. Jane Halstead. Welcome. I know that you come with a lot of experience and great ideas for us, and especially you came in a election season. So I know you're extremely busy. So thank you for what you do and what you're going to do. I'd like to close tonight's meeting in honor of a Vietnam veteran, decorated Vietnam veteran, Purple Heart recipient. He's retired from the Department of Corrections after 29 years. He's been a resident of Moreno Valley for 34 years. Mr. Trinidad Lopez was born on July 3rd, 1946, and he passed away on July 6th, 2022. So in honor of Trinidad Lopez and his family, thank you for your service, sir. Thank you for the service to our country, and giving your all and retiring from the Department of Corrections after 29 years. So in honor of him, we adjourn this meeting, and the time is 7:21. Oh, yeah. I couldn't wait to do this. Thank you.